Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm covered up. I don't, this dress isn't, I didn't want to have my dress like showing all the goodies and everything. Or, the lower part. I'm trying to, this is, I've worn this dress before and I didn't realize it was so difficult to cover up. To cover up, to cover up the lower parts. But because I don't want YouTube to go, no, 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 girl, you cannot wear the dress like this. MHMD. Hello, hello, happy Saturday. Happy Saturday for you, Adlin. Hello, Adlin's back. I did a little live earlier, and then I went to take a break to stretch my legs and because it's early for me. Right now it's Friday at 5:57 p.m. It's almost 6 o'clock. So on a Friday evening, people are just now getting home from work. So uh yeah, I just sorry I keep jumping, but I'm concerned about this dress. uh, so are you getting ready to go out? No, I'm not. I'm not. Should I be? Wow. A little judgy. People are a little judgy today. Yeah, I don't like that. But, you know, you can be a little nicer. Don't have to be that way. Damn, people. Hey, so I actually had a really nice live before this one. I just finished it like an hour ago. I did like a 2 hour live, and it was really, really fun. And we talked about, um, somebody asked me about the Caribbean. So I told a story about how I went to Club Med down in Turks and Caicos in 2014. And that was really fun. Okay, that, um, we're just gonna, you know, be nice, people. MHMB, it's been a while since you visited the ocean. Um, no, actually not. Anthony Purcell, twins. Thank you. Um, I see the ocean almost every day. Do I go in the ocean every day? No, I don't go in the ocean every day, but I do see the ocean every day because, you know, the they get it. I gotta be careful about this dress. Um, the beach is only about half a mile that way from where I live. So there we go. Praise your name. Good. Thank you. Madeline. Oh wait. Miss Tana. Gorgeous. Thank you. Is that Rocky? Is that Rocky? I think mature women are beautiful, Anthony Purcell. Thank you. Well, I guess it's a matter of opinion, isn't it? Right? Well, I'm happy to be the age I am. And, you know, there we go. Good afternoon. God bless you. Thank you, Victor. Tomcat. That's a great looking dress. Thank you, Tomcat. Yeah, I took a little break, took a walk around the block, a couple blocks, and changed my dress. I told someone I was going to put on, I got to keep my legs crossed, like my legs together on this because I love this dress so much. I love this dress so much. But it tends to go up. I didn't even realize that. I didn't even realize that until I started sitting here and the dress is like slipping up. And I'm like, holy moly, I gotta be a little more careful about that. You're nice and natural beauty. Well, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's wrong being attracted to you. I am 40 and a plumber. I no, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Why? Why? What the heck? Okay. All right. Well, so I'm just gonna talk and let the like beginning of the stream, like cuckoo heads, like are rolling through. I am here. I'm here. It's my second. Well, I just thought I would come back, and I put on a different dress. It's still blue. The other dress was blue, but it had flowers on it. This is more like paisley. That looks a little bit phallic, but I didn't realize that until I looked at it. Hello, nice to see. Hi, hello. Okay, I want my future way. Okay, all right. I'm just gonna tell you what kind of. I've got stories. I told a story in my last live about going to the Caribbean, right? And I thought, and I went to Turks and Caicos in 2014. I thought that when you go down to the Caribbean, you could be topless, you know, like going to France or something like that. Well, I got down to Turks and Caicos, and they give you a firm talking to when you get there. I stayed at a Club Med, and they decided no, they were going to tell us, no, you can absolutely not go topless. You have to stay completely covered up. Because even though it's sort of a dumpster fire of a country, it's, oops, it's a very religious country. And so you cannot at all, for some reason, they like have a problem with women's bodies. And men can go topless, but women cannot. I don't know. It is what it is. Thank you, Donnell. Thank you, Donnell. Thank you. You guys are sweet. I wouldn't ever do that to you. Thank you, Anthony Purcell. Hey, good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Wow. It's great to see so many people here. It's Friday night, baby. I'm here. Ooh, see, I gotta keep being careful with this because it keeps wanting to jump out. Now it looks like I'm wearing shorts, right? But it's a skirt. It's a skirt, right? See, look. Well, it's not a skirt, it's a dress, right? There you go. For those of you that wanted to see it, it's a dress, right? Um, but I have to be careful because it wants to kind of when I'm sitting down and wants to kind of climb its way up. And I'm like, oh, I gotta be a little, I gotta be a little more careful with that. Because I'm gonna be showing my yeehaws to just everyone out there on the internet. That's not good. Donnell, thank you, Donnell. You're very sweet, very sweet, very sweet, very sweet. Oh, wow. Everyone's out there. Okay, so I could just tell the story about being down at Turks and Caicos and wishing that I could have gone topless. I wanted to go topless. But you can't because you know what they tell you? They tell you they can arrest you if you go topless. It's not like you just get like a slap on the hand and a warning. Oh no, they would like take you and your boobies down to the jail and book you, and you're in a foreign country and nobody's coming to save you. No one's coming to save you. So there's that. I gotta. Oh boy, oh my goodness, people are saying all the things. You know, a girl comes out and looks like a girl. I'm a woman too. I am a full grown woman. And people are saying all the things. Why are you saying all the things? and you're saying the things and you're not hitting the like. At least if you're going to say the things, like me first, and then go, yeah, I like this. Typity, typity, type. No, people are, oh my gosh. Don't do topless respect. Mm, okie dokie. I want you. Okay. All right, people, that's okay. You go ahead and say all the things you want to say. You can say all the things you want to say. It doesn't bother me. And Joel, Joel, hi. Hi, my friend. How are you? It's a little bit chaotic. I just got on about 10 minutes ago, and the little cuckoo heads are still floating through. So just sit back for a minute, Joel. Just sit back for a minute. Let all of the cuckoo heads say all the things they want to say. Don't try to delete people right now. Quite honestly, are you comfortable going topless in the beach at a resort pool? Well, if it's legal, yeah. I mean, or I used to be. I used to be. I don't know. Story time, story time. Is it too early in the stream? I think it might be too early in the stream for a story time. But Joel, yeah, okay. Yeah, Joel and Tomcat, don't worry about like censoring people right now because it's just the beginning of the stream and it usually goes a little bit crazy in the beginning. And just sit back, let it will weed itself out. I tell you, it will weed its own self out, right? So just enjoy. When I was a wee bit younger than I am now, I did go to a place called, what was it called? What was it called? What was it called? It's near Palm Springs, and it is a clothing optional. It's actually, you're not supposed to wear, it's like clothing. No, no. It's like a nickety, 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 nickety place. And everyone there is nickety. I went there. Mm, yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. I was younger. I was younger. Just doing life as a young person does. My single Anthony versus, yes, I am Anthony. I think you belong to a concert of Tom Petty. Ay, 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 ay. What's the point of this live? I don't know, Maury. I have no idea whatsoever. It's just really to get to know my people and my friends, you know. So there you go. You don't have to stay if you don't like it. That's okay. In France, the women think nothing about you. Exactly. I've been to France. I've been to Nice, and when I in the 80s, and it was like no big deal. It was no big deal. So in the United States, people get very excited about it. They get very excited about it. And the other interesting thing is like I live, like I've said many times, I live about a half a mile from the beach in California, right over there. I live in California. The beach is right there. And this, I mean, if I were wearing a bathing suit, I would be showing a lot more. This is, I guess, I guess people like the concept of like, I don't know. I don't know what you have under those clothes. I have no idea, my love, what you have under those clothes. So the little butt crack here is a very sexy, sexy little thing. Jack, I love you, Longhead. Thank you. Thank you. I actually pinned it up here and I may take that down. I don't really like it. It's kind of bugging me. But I thought I would try it as something different for just hi, good night, Jonas. I thought I would just try it for a little while because it's not usually my thing. Uh, but you know, we're always trying new things here. Me, I'm always trying new things. Tomcat, Black's Beach. Yes, yes. Well, the thing about Black's Beach, and you can see on my channel, I've done videos of Black's Beach, and it's not what people really think it is. People are very mistaken about what it is. So, um, yeah, it's technically a clothing optional beach, but I was just there 2 weeks ago and made videos of, which it was probably rude of me to make videos down there. But people had they had bathing suits on. It was like a regular beach. People are fishing, people are surfing, people are jogging. They've got their swim trunks and their bathing suits on. So only a couple of people that sort of exercise that right to be clothing optional. It's not very many. It's not really that big of a thing. When I first moved to San Diego, and I lived in Los Angeles, and I moved to San Diego in 1984, and I went to UCSD, which was just above Black's Beach, and I lived in the dorms right above there, and that was the closest beach. And so we would, as students do, I was 18 or 19 years old, we would hike down this gnarly trail down to the beach there because it was the closest place. And some of the boys that lived in our dorm with us, they would go down there with their surfboards and they would go and they would surf. And it's a very popular surf beach because apparently it's kind of wide open. It's this huge, enormous beach. And surfers like it because it's not crowded and you can catch decent waves. And anyways, but we as girls, we would go down there, and girls and boys would go down there and sit in our chairs and like read our books, study our books, and it was fine. It was not okay. Okay, all right. You want the stories? Yeah, definitely. I remember some stories. There was a man. I was down there with a girlfriend of mine to go down to the beach and read and study or whatever. And my girlfriend had to go back up before I did because she had class or something. I don't know what she had to leave before I. So I'm down there. Excuse me. Pardon me. Pardon me. Anyways, so I was just sitting down there at the beach, and it's no big deal to be down there at the beach. Not a big deal. But there are a few people that are down there who don't have clothes on. But some people, you know, a lot of people do have clothes. I had a bathing suit on. And I'm just sitting there reading. And okay, true story, true story. And this was back in the 80s. Dude walks up to me, fully buck naked, and I'm sitting down, you know, in my chair, and he walks up to me like this. So his waistline is like here, right? And his legs are here. And he walks up to me and he says, "Do you have any sunscreen?" And I kind of look and I'm like, "Oh, shoot." And he's got nothing on. And I had sunscreen. I just kind of went like this, handed it to him. He stood in front of me and applied it to his, you know what? Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Right there next to me. But I was like 18 or 19 years old. What, girls don't know what to do. And this was back in the 80s. It's like, oh, shit, what do you do? So he does that and he tries to hand it back to me after he does this. I'm like, no, you can keep it. And then he went after he did this whole thing in front of me. No, he didn't do the whole thing, but he applied it to his thing. It wasn't like this. It was I don't even know. I didn't look that close, but he applied it, and I said, "No, I don't want it back." And then he did walk away. I think he got the picture that I was not looking for somebody to have a date with. So, yeah, but that was back in the 80s. I don't think that happens so much anymore. Oh my goodness. Wow, you people are are really okay. Then I'm rather than reading them, because this is kind of like craziness. Well, that was black speech back in the 80s. Back in the 80s, I'm old, you guys. I'm old. I'm old. So it's not like I don't think that goes on anymore. It turned into more of a dating site for men and other men. So it was a place where men and other men could hook up. It really wasn't so much a place where women were threatened at all. I mean, really, women could go down there and do whatever they wanted to do. So I'm gonna turn my fan on. Hold on one second, just leaning over. There we go. Because the sun, as I said, is right over there. Like I have a window right there. And the sun is, I don't know, it'll probably go down in, but we're all socked in with clouds. We are completely socked in with clouds, and we have been for days. So, you pay in San Diego. I live in San Diego, California. You pay, everything costs more, and we call it the sunshine tax. And it seems inappropriate when there is no sunshine. I'm from San Diego. Narito. Are you? What part of San Diego? Oh, it's beautiful. Hello, madam. Okay. Uh, oh, Paloma, that's beautiful there, isn't it? It's lovely there. Yeah, yeah. I've known people that live that direction, but that's very nice. That's very nice. Okay, another story. What other story can I tell? Because clearly we haven't really found the niche for the night. Have we found the conversation for the night? I don't think so. No, because they're just people being kooky. So, and that's okay. I do. I live at the beach, like I'm saying, right there. Live at the beach. So, like, you go to the beach and people are wearing, this is a lot of clothing for the beach. Just having this doesn't make it all that fancy, but you never know. You never know. Prashant, please stop asking that. Um, or I will show you which one I am. I'm not the first one. I would be the second one. So stop asking. Dance gives. See you. Oh, okay. So wow, it sounds like there's a certain part of the world that is waking up. I don't even know. I don't know. Saturday morning. Is it Saturday morning? David, you're my fan. Thank you, David. I'm grateful to have you here, David. Yeah, I think um, a lot of the goofy people are still here, but that's okay. That's okay. Oh, there were initially an enormous amount of goofy people that were okay. Prashan, I'm gonna have to just tell you to go away because I told you to stop it with that. That's nonsense. It doesn't really even really matter. Nance, okay, whatever. I think, David, we've got a Friday night crowd, which is like a lot of people. I don't even feel like there's any point in like timing people out because people are just being never been to Blacks, but I've heard it a lot and seen a few videos from there. Naruto. Yeah, yeah, it's up in like La Jolla. It's down beneath UCSC. You have to, it's a pretty good hike to get down there. It's not an easy trail to get down there. And it's a beautiful, I actually have a video of it on my channel. If you want to look, I just did it like 2 weeks ago and it's just on my regular videos. And it's a big, huge, beautiful beach. It's a big, huge, beautiful beach. But it's very difficult to access. I know they don't, I know they don't listen. Whatever. That's okay. Oh, yes. There we go. I love it. Okay. Seems there's so many idiots on here tonight. I know. Tomcat. It's because it's Friday night. Um, so it usually takes a little while for everything to kind of settle down. And then we get some like good people in here who actually want to have a conversation and hang out and stuff. I'd love to go out there one day. Well, you can go out. It's public beach, so do you ever have to drive downtown San Diego? Yes, sure. Sure. There's plenty of stuff that goes on in downtown. Over the years, I've gone down there for there used to be a mall called Horton Plaza, which is no longer, so we used to go down there. There's places where you listen to music or there are a lot of restaurants down there. There's Petco Park, which is where the Padres play. There's the convention center down there. So there's a lot. I don't really go down to like the convention center or once in a while I'll go to Petco Park for a ball game, but it's really expensive these days to go to a baseball game. So I haven't done that in a while. See, do you go there often? Downtown or Blacks? I don't go to either very often. Not very often. No, I mean, Blacks. I went there 2 weeks ago specifically to make a video for this channel because people were kept asking me about it. And so I went and I hadn't been there in like 40 years and I made a video. I went down to the beach. It's like a 5-minute video and it shows me like my travel down to the beach itself, and that was it. Uh, as far as going downtown, um, no, I don't go there very often. I probably, when I was younger, I think I did. Um, because I was more of like a let's go out at night kind of a person, you know? And now I'm older and I don't really care. Ooh, look at that. Ouch. It's a little clip, right? Um, I don't really care about going out like downtown. There's a lot of really good restaurants apparently, but they're also like extremely expensive. And to get down there, like, okay, firstly, you can take an Uber to get down there, which is, an expense in itself, or you can drive down there, but then you have to pay for parking. And parking can be like 20, 40, $60. So that's why Uber sometimes is cheaper. You go somewhere nearby and you park your car and then you grab an Uber and you take it into town, but it like into downtown, but it's expensive. I mean, everything down there now is kind of designed for tourists. And I mean, that's my opinion. I don't know, because they've got hotels and these expensive restaurants, and it's not really designed for the locals at all. Yay, hair coming. I know. It's starting to like pinch my head, so I had to take it down, David. I had it up a certain way for a little while because I thought it would just be something different, but it was starting to pinch my hair. I'm 39 years at Pascal, downtown, full of bums. Yeah, there's a lot of homeless, that's for sure. Standing in Little Italy's nice. Oh, straight up. You know what, Tomcat? You're absolutely right. Little Italy isn't. It's like downtown adjacent, right? So downtown is here, and then Little Italy is here. So you're not specifically in downtown, you're near it. But Little Italy is fantastic. They have like art and music and lots of really, really good food for sure. Really good food. So I would say, as a tourist, that would be the place to go. I think that's more where locals go because it's it's easier to access and it is really fun and delicious. Have you ever been to Liberty Station? Yes, absolutely. Naruto, yes, absolutely. Um, yeah, see, I've lived in San Diego since the early 80s, and that used to be a military base. And I remember in like the 90s, they started breaking it down and making it into, the mall and everything. Yeah, I mean, Liberty Station, big thing to do there is go to the lot, the movie theater, the lot. They've also got a bunch of really good restaurants down there. They've got an enormous Vons there. Yeah, so yeah, I'm very familiar with Liberty Station. Absolutely. Do you like pizza? Yes, I like pizza, but I haven't eaten pizza in almost a year because for the last year I have been eating no carbs or not eating carbs, sugar, and processed foods. I'm just kind of cleaning my diet up because, like, during uh, the pandemic, I was kind of reckless and ate everything under the moon, everything that just made me feel better because the pandemic was just wearing me down. And so I gained a bunch of weight. And then last year, it's kind of like keto, but it's not exactly keto. It's just you take the carbs, the sugar, and the processed food like out of your diet. And it's like you're just eating clean. So I love pizza. Don't get me wrong, I will eat pizza. And just because I'm eating cleaner now doesn't mean I won't eat pizza. What is something you've learned about attraction and romance over the years? Something I've learned about attraction and romance over the years. Well, firstly, I think romance is important. I think you never need to sort of drop the ball. Either party should never drop the ball. Attraction, I think, can be it can either be superficial or you can be attracted to somebody for the person that they are, right? And so a lot of people are attracted just because of the way someone looks, right? And other people are attracted because of the person that they are. And I think that's more long term. I think if you're just looking at the outer thing, uh, the exterior or the physical thing that you're attracted to, it's not going to really work long term because people age, and what if somebody had a disability or disease or an accident where they have their body changes? People change over time. You know, it's not, life is not simple and easy and that sort of thing. I know plenty of people whose partners have been through a lot of crap, and that doesn't mean that they are not attracted to them because they love them and their spirit inside themselves. Good for you. I need to do that too, go on a diet. Uh, it wasn't really a diet, David. Oh no, Bueller, Bueller, Bueller. It's not really a diet, but I mean it is at the same time. It's like changing the way a person eats. So I guess it is changing your diet. It is changing your diet. It's just limiting eating uh stuff that is unhealthy. That's really what it is. And that was part of why I did it also was because I wanted to stay healthy as it because I'm getting older. Wow. Really Samin and always say Bueller Bueller when asked more English. Bueller, 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 Bueller. Right, right. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Does anyone remember that? Anyone? I'm the only one. Maybe you, David. Uh, well, more of a healthy choice. Well, yeah, I mean, a little bit very sweet. Um, yeah, I mean, I think at least in America, um, and maybe it's gonna change because I actually watched a video today that was like mind-boggling and it was really long and I only watched like it was probably 2 hours long, but I watched like 5 minutes of it. And it was a compilation of all of these short videos that people had made that were on, sounds like a fire alarm is going off. Um, but it was a compilation of a bunch of people's short videos that were talking about how they'd gone to McDonald's or they've gone to Chipotle or they've gone to Popeyes or they've gone to Taco Bell and they've gone to, all the places, right? And everyone was complaining about how expensive everything was. So I don't think people are going to stop eating that stuff just out of trying to be healthy. I think it's because people won't be able to afford it anymore, you know? Because if you look at even the menu like McDonald's or something like that, if you have a family of four, it's going to take you like 60 to $80 at McDonald's to feed a family for it. It's kind of wacky. That's the dress you wore at the veterans event, is it? Yes, it is. This is this is the dress that started my whole, see, darn it. I'm like, and I didn't even realize how like short it was and how difficult it would be to sit in this. I sat in it that day after the veterans event. Yes. But I don't think I realized I needed to like hold it down in the middle so it doesn't pop up and show all my hoo-ha to everyone, you know. Lovely. Thank you. Thank you. That's very kind. Some people are being like really, really nice, which is nice, but not sure. What's the motivation here, people? Peace, peace, peace. Thank you. Hi. Hi, people. Yeah. If we shared dessert, would you want the first bite or the last? Probably the second bite. Um, not the last. Certainly not the last. No, I would, I probably not. If it was like the bottom of something, no, probably not. Um, and I'm not usually one to take the first bite, but I might. I mean, if that was my option, I mean, I certainly could take the first bite if it were something I really wanted, for sure, I would eat dessert. Sure. No, heaven forbid your dress doesn't come up to. That's why I'm holding on to it, David. I'm like holding on to it because I put it on. I'm like, oh, it looks really good. I'm looking in the mirror. I'm like, oh, that looks good. See, like, look, it looks good, right? It looks, it looks nice, right? It's flattering and all that, but it doesn't come down that far. When I stand up, it's fine. It comes down to just above my knee, right? Um, but when I sit down, that's when I gotta kind of watch it. It's like, oh, watch it. Especially when I'm on camera here like this. I don't want that. I know. People are saying stuff. I don't know any of the people that are in the chat except for David and Tomcat. So I don't know. It's just people that are gawking, I guess. Your feet are beautiful. See, right? Well, Tomcat was into that too, so I'm not even sure. Well, thank you, people. I appreciate that. That's very nice of you. You want some feet pics? You want some feet pics? I can sell you my dirty socks and feet pics. Sure. Feetfinder.com. I should. Oh, people are like, ooh, ah, ah, feet, feet. How about the back of my knees? How about dirty feet? You want dirty feet? Okay, I'm gonna go down the rabbit hole here on this. You guys know me. Dated and Tomcat know me well enough that now I gotta go down this rabbit hole about feet. You want feet? Really? No, no, not really, David. I'm kidding. I'm kidding, but I can go down a rabbit hole, is what I'm saying. You want feet pictures? Oh, oh, there it is. There it is. Oh, it's right there. Oh, my feet. I have I have feet that are sometimes clean and there's sometimes they're dirty and sometimes I clean them and sometimes I don't. I just let them be dirty for days. They're bad feet, but I let them just soak in the dirt. I walk around barefoot for a week and then I'll put socks on and I'll wear those socks around for a week and they're dirty and they're smelly. And sometimes I will put the socks on and I will go running and I will wear the same running socks for a week. So they really, really smell. That's sexy, dirty feet. Well, I think some people think so. Couldn't really say for sure, but really can't see. Ah, oh, talk. I can do it. I can talk about. You'd be amazed. I would be better at doing the voices for all of the sexy talk that needs to be said, right? I can do that. I can do that. I could make a fortune. So see, exactly. I'm just gonna my socks and my feet, and then I'll show you pictures of my feet because one of them is kind of bent. It's kind of abnormal. It's different. It looks different when it gets dirty, and it gets really, really dirty when I walk around, especially when I walk around up in the mountains because the dirt is black. So the bottom of my feet get really dark and dirty and black. and I try to clean them, but it's easier to just put on a pair of socks and wear the socks around. Just wear the socks around. I just wear the socks around. I go running in them. Yeah, like I said, I go running in them, and they get sweaty. You could have tattoo. Wow, I could have. I could. I could tattoo dirty feet, little dirty feet walking up my body, little dirty, dirty, dirty feet. Okay, country girls always have dirty feet. They go everywhere. Is that true, David? You live out in the country, don't you, David? Stand up, fantastic dance. Sami Yasmin. No, Tomcat, you can tell you are a natural person. That's Thank you, Tomcat. I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. That's nice. I am authentic. I am natural. I do like shenanigans, and do like to I don't know, I guess I'm attracting like I need to tell like a real story and not stuff like that because all that's doing is attracting yeah, there are people who would be proud of giving you all their money. Yeah, see, I need to change what I'm talking about because now I'm starting to get like solely people who are like, wah, wah, wah. Show me your feet. Show me your feet. Feet. See? Then the puppet comes out. I'm like, scary. We don't want the puppet. That's a bad look. It's a bad look when a girl like me has a puppet that comes out and says, mm, mm. Yeah, well, say, I do. Yeah, I do. I have my moments, David. I do. Definitely. It's well, I could get spicy, but you can do you can do spicy without being just like ridiculously wasteful and um just playing to the masses. Just playing to the masses. And I'm not gonna do that. I gotta go back to um like stories, my own stories of my own stories, my own stories of life, right? Because I've told stories about, stop me when you want to hear one, but I've told stories about and going to Australia, right, and going to King's Cross. King's Cross. You know what King's Cross is? Do you guys remember? Were any of you here when I told the story about um, when David, you might have been here. Muhammad Abid. Oh, that was you that said that. I didn't even realize you were here. Didn't even realize you were here. Boy Sad story we heard, yes. And the story, well, that was sort of a made up story. That was sort of truth, sort of made up. Um, the story about going to Sydney and Melbourne and Australia, that was all true. London train station. I have, I have been to the London train station. I don't recall having any good story from London. I mean, I have memories from London, but like no great stories. I I remember going to a club and dancing in a club. I remember seeing the movie Flashdance in London. You remember how long ago that was? I was like in 1982 or something. Remember I think it was called Flashdance. Maniac, and she's dancing, and she was a welder, and but she was a dancer, and she wanted to be a dancer, and she finally got her chance, and she kind of blew it, and then she kind of I saw that movie in London, so that's my memory of London. I don't have a fantastic, like, exciting story about London. I did go on the train. I know in Tokyo, my girlfriend and I were taking the, I don't know, subway or train or something like that, and the schoolgirls were mobbing us because firstly we were, and I'm only 5'5", like 5 foot 5 inches. I'm not that tall. My girlfriend at the time was, this was back in the 80s. She's like 5'7". She was a little taller than I am, but we both had blonde hair, and the girls at that time back in the 80s, these little schoolgirls all in their little school uniforms, they probably had never seen Westerners before. Nowadays, there's a lot of Westerners in Japan. And we were on the train, and these girls came all around us and started, seriously, swear to God, I don't think they had ever seen Westerners before because all these little girls came up and started just pinching us, pinching us, pinching us, and like pulling our hair and trying to grab our hair and like yank us. It was awful. It's like getting sort of like mugged by a bunch of 10-year-olds. You know, it wasn't cool. It was just they were just fascinated because they didn't think we were real. And when we got back to our uh bed and breakfast, which it used to be called then because they didn't have Airbnbs. It was just a bed and breakfast. You'd wake up and they'd give you coffee and a croissant in the morning. That was it. And you would get a room in someone's house. But I remember going back to their house that night and telling them what had happened at the train. And the lady, in her broken English, kind of explained that they believed that since they didn't see Westerners very often, they believed that blonde hair was golden and it would bring them luck. And that's why they wanted to touch it and pull it. And they were pinching our skin because they wanted to be sure we were real. It's like, dang, that's a thing. That happened. Joe, there you are. Hello, hello. Saturday Night Fever movie never gets old. Yes, Tomcat. That was that was rated R, wasn't it? Because I remember my mother didn't want me to go see it. I might have talked about this. My mother did not want me to go see Saturday Night Fever. But the music was so popular and everyone was talking about it. And I think I must have been 12 because they hadn't come up with PG-13 yet. Um, uh, I'll be on. Joe, I love you too. Oh, Joe, have you been at the pub? My dear sweet Joe. I love you. And you know what? It's Friday night, my man. Friday night, baby. I'm gonna be on here for a minute. Well, I may take another break and then come back again because I've been doing like these like hangouts on YouTube, and then I take a break because I just need like a moment to like walk around and that, and then I come back. No, but see, if I left, you'd probably pass out. Who is it? John Travolta was dancing with them. Oh, that was a great movie. Um, and it was rated R. And back in those days, you couldn't just sneak in. Well, we could sneak in the theater, but we didn't. But I got my mother to take me and a friend, and my mom went with the other girl's mom, and they sat like 3 rows ahead of us, and we sat behind them. And because you had to go in with a parent, you couldn't go in without a parent seeing our movie. because there were all these things in there for our movie. There was drinking, there was swearing, there was sex, there was, oh, a guy who was threatening to end his life by jumping off a bridge, which is not cool, right? Karen Lynn, was that her name? Joe, sorry. Sorry, Joe. Why? Sorry. Joe, why? Why, sorry? And Pico. Donna Pico. That sounds really familiar. That sounds really, really familiar. That sounds really, really familiar. Um, the girl that he did. Yeah, don't worry about that, Tomcat. I mean, people are saying all kinds of weird stuff because it's Friday night. Um, if they if somebody says something that's racist or racist is really the biggest thing for me. Like if they start with that nonsense. Um, if a woman, all of yeah, they can say stuff about me. I'm not. I don't really care because I think it's either bots or they're just being weirdos. But so don't waste your energy. I just don't want you to waste your energy on weirdos down here. Uh, Donna Pico. Right, Donna are bad. Donna are bad. On we were talking about do you remember the movie Saturday Night Fever? Do you remember that with John Travolta? And what we were doing was trying to remember the girl's name. The girl that he danced with. I don't even was that her name? Donna Pico? Thank you, Joe. American Graffiti was that was awesome. You know how many cameos were in American Graffiti? If you go into that, it's like, oh my gosh, there's so many people. If you look through the names of the people that like before they were ever famous, they did a little cameo in American Graffiti. That's an awesome movie. Totally awesome movie. For sure, for sure, for sure. Who remembers the drink John Travolta ordered in the bar? Oh, I do not because when you come back, wear the red dress, Muhammad Ali. I know I told you I was gonna wear the red one, but this one was hanging next to the red one and I didn't yet. So I don't remember the drink John Travolta ordered. What did he order? What did he? A beer? I would just think. I mean, because he was a regular like dude, right? He was just a regular guy who worked in a paint store, right? Didn't he work in a paint store? He was just a dude. But maybe he ordered something different than just like a beer. Beer is perfect tonight. Thank you, Joe. He ordered a 7 and 7. Did he? I haven't watched that movie in so long. I used to love 7 and 7s. In the 80s, in the 1980s, I loved 7 and 7s. I went through a period. I went through a period. The period when I was visiting actually Japan and Taipei and Hong Kong. And I was drinking 7 and 7s and Canadian Club. So it was CC and Coke or something. I don't drink hard liquor. I don't do that anymore, but I'm saying about that. Joe. Seagram's 7. Yes, Seagram's. Yes. So it was, you would order it saying just 7 and 7, right? So back in the 80s, there was a period of time when I was ordering those. I didn't know that that's what I got to go back. You know what? That's an awesome movie. I need to go back and watch that for sure. Harrison Ford was in America. Yes, he was. Yes, a lot of people were. I mean, I'm seeing their faces, but I'm terrible at remembering names. But yes, Paul Newman was in it. There was a lot of people when they were just so young. Almost somebody was like, "Hey, you remember Harrison Ford?" I'm like, he sat in the car, right? Wasn't he in the car? Or he was the guy, the bad guy who drove the car who wanted to race, right? Wasn't that Harrison Ford? My mom liked to drink Tom Con. I remember my aunt and uncle, they lived next door to us growing up. We lived next door to my aunt and uncle and their daughters. So I didn't personally have any sisters, but my cousins, my two female cousins lived next door. They were like my sisters. But they used to, the adults, when we were kids, like and stuff, right? They would make a Tom Collins. I had no idea what it was, but it seemed very, very fancy. Still don't know what it is. Still don't know what it is. This woman in Joe. Uh, this. Oh, Joe. It's boobies. I know. Richard Dreyfuss. Richard Dreyfuss. What did I say? Did I say the right? Oh, I said Paul Newman. Oh, you're right. David, you're right. I said Paul Newman, but it was Richard Dreyfuss. Thank you for correcting me, because I knew what I was thinking, but the wrong name. Absolutely. Yeah, he had the hot rod. Yeah. Yeah. Another movie that never gets old is Stripes. Oh, was that with Bill Murray? Bill Murray. Was that him? Yeah. That was like a comedy, right? Wasn't it? I think it was a comedy. Bill Murray. I I think so. I'm having trouble with this dress. I tell you, I tell you, I tell you. Yes, Bill Murray. Yes, that was a good movie. And that was funny. He's always funny. Gosh darn it. He's always funny. Stand up and down. You know what? Bossing me is really the way to my heart. Just gonna say it out loud. Telling me what to do is really all the way deep, deep, deep down into my heart. Do this, especially from a keyboard uh, on the other side of the world. Planes, trains, automobiles, Jason. That's right. I remember that one. Oh, we're going down the path again tonight, aren't we? Are we doing it? We are. Okay. All right. Let me get my whole situation situated. Because if we're going down, I'm going down with everyone. We're going down that rabbit hole. Who remembers the Alfred Hitchcock show? I remember all the Alfred Hitchcock, like not all of them, but like so many of them. Scarier than but the Hitchcock show, yes. He would come in there very ominous and it would show his profile and everything, right? Green, wow, David Fandango was a good movie with Kevin Costner. I don't know if I ever saw Fandango. That's interesting. It sounds familiar. It sounds really familiar, but I I might have seen it and I just don't remember it. I might have. You're great. Um, he would come in and say, "Good evening." Yes, good evening. Yeah, Alfred Hitchcock. Oh, he was creepy, right? But he was kind of brilliant in the movies he made, right? So I thought he was great, but it was scary AF. The stuff that he didn't he produce The Birds? Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. Did you guys ever see that one? That is that's some scary stuff. It's so creepy. It's just birds. Scarier than Oh, wait, it's in the dream. Okay. Did you know Norman Bates from Psycho is loosely based on a real man named Ed Gein? I have heard that. I've heard that. Um, I don't know the whole story behind it, but um, yeah. And I think a lot of the really good stuff is based on something in reality because reality is way stranger than what people can make up in their own heads. Except for Stephen King's brain, he can come up with stuff. I don't know where he gets it, but his thoughts are just over the rails. Oh yes, the birds, especially the phone booth scene. Well, okay, yes, I remember the phone booth scene. What the scene that scared me was, I think it was a woman. She's up in like an attic, right? And all the birds start crashing through the windows. It's just like in this little attic area. And the birds start crashing through the window and like swarming around her and like pecking on her. I was like, ah! And she can't get out. And that was just for such a simple concept. Because who in the world is really that afraid of like birds? I mean, I see birds every day. Like, not that afraid of birds. That made me afraid of birds. I guess if they gang up together, if they become a group and they decide they've got a mission, one single mission. Well, and I never thought of birds. Well, and birds will eat like roadkill, right? Like a crow will come down and eat roadkill. So it's not as though they're not carnivores. They will eat another animal. So they would eat a human. Okay, okay, okay. Here's like a good reality thing. Truth. Saying like the movie Goonies, Muhammad Abid. I never saw that one. Oh, really good. The scariest movie I ever saw was The Exorcist. I remember leaving early. I saw The Exorcist. I saw it at my aunt and uncle's house next door on TV. I don't know how it was on. It seems as though I did. I think I was like 11 or 12 or something. I could be wrong, but I remember the head spinning around, the green puke, and your mother, the whole whatever. Yeah, that was pretty awful. What was I about to think? What was I about to share? Um, oh well, I lost it. I lost it. Just fantastic. Thank you. Thank you. Still waiting. I don't know what you're waiting for there. Sayama man. I have no idea what you're waiting for. We're talking about old movies, so maybe you're a bot, or maybe you're like John Figaro. Hey, how are you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Ramon, hi. How are you doing? How are you doing? Good to have you here. We were talking about old movies. Um, what was the last thing? What was the last thing it said? I got sidetracked. Before that, The Shining on the big screen. Ugh! On the big screen. Okay, okay. I gotta just catch up. I wasn't allowed to see a lot of that stuff when I was a kid. So I saw a bunch of it as I got older. And then now, as an adult, I'm just not a big fan of like really, really scary movies. I don't want to do that to myself. It scared me. My dad is 6'6". Woof. And he's scared even of tiny sparrow. When he was 5, he was cornered by a natural hand that kept pecking him in the head. That's trauma, right? It doesn't matter how big someone is, Jason. I would think, I mean, that would be traumatic. If you have any animal that's coming after you when you're a little kid, uh, Rosemary's Baby. Oh, darn, that was the 70s too. There was a lot of horror movies back then, weren't there? There were, Jason. There were a lot of horror movies back then. Tomcat, I'm 6'5". Woof! Another very tall person. Wow, that's really tall. Very, very tall. Very tall. Wow. But you know what? I mean, if you're a kid, if you're like 5 and an animal, no matter what kind of animal, even if it's a chicken, if it's attacking you and it scares you. Oh, okay, I just remember what I was thinking about that I was going to mention. Um, but I think any animal attacking a child, especially 5 years old, you're just a little person then, right? So a chicken is a chicken, and they can be aggressive, I suppose. But that's what made me think of this one, this one, this one. Okay, if you have a pet at home, right? And let's say it's a cat. Most common pets in the United States are cats and dogs, right? And if you, at the human, passes away at home and the animal is in the house and nobody finds you, this is like I've done research on this, right? So if you pass away, you've got a cat or a dog, and nobody knows that you've passed away for maybe days, right? I mean, if you're not missed at work or if you're not missed by someone else, if you live alone, for instance. Here's a question for you guys, and I know the answer. If the animal, either cat or dog, is in the house with you and they do not have food, like they don't have food because you're not getting up to eat to feed them. Um, both animals at some point will sense that the body is not alive, and both animals at some point will, yeah, snack on it. Yeah, yeah. Okay, here's my question for you. And I did a lot of research. I did some weird research on this. Which animal is more likely to like snack first? It's very gross, very dark, very down a dark, dark tunnel. 30 Carry. Yes, I love that movie. I know. One time, American Eagle and about 4 crows. So they staying each other. Looks like they were find each other, and that's just, I bet you they were. Have you ever dyed your hair brunette? No, I have not. I never did see what was scary in the movie The Blob. The Blob was just scary because it was just you didn't think it was scary. I thought it was scary. Well, because I was a kid too. I mean, I think I saw it when I was like 10. You know, I might have been 9 or 10, or I was fairly young. And this thing just kept growing. Everything it sort of rolled over, it ate, and that nourished it. And then it would keep going and it would roll over like an animal and it would eat it and it would nourish it and it would make it get bigger and bigger and bigger and it kept rolling and like roll over people and it would eat them. They'd be like and the blob would roll over them and it would eat them and it would nourish the blob and the blob would get bigger. So that to me was horrifying as a kid. It's like, why? Get rid of the blob. Get rid of the blob. I, I, I don't know. Does anyone have an opinion on cats or dogs? Which one's gonna snack on you first if they don't have any food at home and you aren't alive? That was too dark. That might have been too dark of a topic. Sorry, folks. Sorry, folks. I will just. I'm an oddball. Tomcats. wrong. They will eventually, but the other ones will dig right in immediately almost. I'm just saying the movie Hangout with Kevin Costner and Judd Nelson was about these high school graduates having a good time before being sent to Vietnam. Okay, very funny, right? Okay, really interesting. I might have seen it. That kind of sounds familiar. It sounds a little bit familiar. Um, I don't specifically remember. I mean, I remember the name, and I remember back in those days, there were a lot of movies about Vietnam and stuff, right? So, yeah, Muhammad Abid, yeah, the cat will. That's right, correct, Muhammad. Ding, 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 ding. It's gross. It's gross. Cats are so finicky. Yeah, but so will rats. But those are rodents. Rats will come and like immediately start just. They don't even care if you're all the way dead. Sorry. Sorry. So you don't want rats in your house. Cats, if you don't really care if they like chew off part of your cheek. It's so horrible. It's so horrible. I'm so sorry, you guys. I won't talk about that anymore. I will not talk about that anymore. But I guess it's survival instinct, right? I suppose. It's gross, gross, gross. So I need to go watch Fandango. I have a list of movies that you guys have suggested um, over the last few months that I need to just Google and watch and then figure out, have I already seen this? Or maybe I haven't already seen it. Not sure. Some of them, maybe I haven't already seen them. But I think some of them I probably have. Do y'all have squirrels? Yes. Bueller. Bueller. Yeah, definitely. We have squirrels. Um, and a lot of different um, rodents, I guess. I don't know if a squirrel is considered a rodent, but like chipmunks and there's a lot of those up in the mountains. When I go up to the mountains, we have a lot of little ground running and tree running little critters that I think fall under like the rodent category. Um, I don't know what I don't even know. I don't know about those guys. I know that bobcats will dine on all of the little rodents. Bobcats love all rodents, squirrels included, and rats and mice, and they'll even eat snakes. They'll eat whatever they can catch. So there's that. Cute bobcats, right? They're darling. They're very, very cute. They're tough. They're like little badass creatures for sure. Has your dreams and goals evolved as you've gotten older? Oh, how has your dreams and goals evolved as you've gotten older? Oof. You always, Tomcat, you always come in hot with the questions. Dreams and goals is evolved. I think that I would say that more I don't have as many like goals, but the things that I look forward to, we'll say, have more to do with my children and watching them evolve because that's kind of the future. And me, my dreams, I don't know, dreams. I think a lot of my dreams probably haven't evolved. I think if I haven't, I think by a certain point, if I, and I don't know when this happened, sometime in my 50s, probably, if I hadn't accomplished certain goals, I kind of started dropping them because it's like, you know what? I don't I'm not fit enough to run a marathon anymore, and I'm not going to be, and I'm sure I could fight really hard and do it. But you know what? I don't care anymore. It's, 55 or 52 or whatever age I was when I dropped. I might have been 45 when I dropped that one. Because when I was in my 20s, I was a runner. And I always thought, it'd be really cool to run a marathon. And then as I got older and older and then had kids and got caught up in all that and everything, and finally, my knees weren't good for running anymore. And it's like, well, so I'm not running so much anymore. And it's like, well, you just kind of give up. It's like, that's okay. It doesn't, that isn't a goal that I care about anymore. I cared about it when I was in my 20s. I thought it would be a cool thing to do. Um, but so like how my goals evolve, it's like some of the goals have just kind of like evaporated because I don't care anymore. I don't, it doesn't, I don't, it doesn't matter to me anymore, right? Dreams. Dreams more are for my children. I want them to uh be happy and be well and be okay. Oh my good grief. I did a thing, man, and now I don't know whether I regret it or not. But anyways, um, so how they evolved, I don't know. I think it becomes less about it has become less about me, and more about my kids and their lives. I don't really care that much anymore about like me. I want to accomplish things. Certainly, absolutely 100%. But I'm not as I'm not as like laser driven. I would rather give my kids a leg up here and there than be as concerned about my own um stuff. I can do my own stuff and but I'm not that worried about it if it doesn't happen. If stuff that I wanted for myself, if it doesn't happen, I'm kind of like, I tried. I gave it my best. As long as I did feel like I tried or I gave it my best or any of that kind of stuff, then it's like, okay. So, my dreams at night are really off the wall crazy. Are we talking about like dreams, like sleep dreams? Great answers. Okay. Well, Tomcat, I think just off the cuff, that's pretty like authentic answers for me right now, at least. At least where I am right now in life. You know, I'm 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 cool with where I am, and I suppose that if I really thought about it, I would find things that, I look forward to doing. Yeah, I have things that I look forward to doing, but it's more like I look forward to doing them. It's not like a dream or a goal, or I don't put that kind of pressure on myself anymore. Well, let's start the judge on marathon with full one is 2 miles, half a mile, and quarter is half. That's right. And I can walk it. Thank you, Jason. I can walk it. I walk. I like walking. I can do that. I just like running isn't uh I can't really run anymore. My knees in my 30s started saying, no, if you keep running, you're never gonna walk. So stop running. I'll never get tired of watching you every time. David, thank you. You're so sweet. You're so sweet. You're so sweet. Pascal, 39 years. Well, good for you. Yes, you're absolutely cool where you are. That's why we're here. Oh, thank you, Jason. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I think that I hope that's part of getting older is a person just becomes completely okay with where they are, right? And it's not, I'm not giving up. It doesn't mean I'm giving up on anything at all. I mean, look at me. I'm on the freaking internet talking to people around who I don't even know. And I'm doing this. So, and if you had asked me 5 years ago or 10 years ago if I would do something like this, I would say, hell no. But the older I get, I'm like, eh, why not? Who cares? Who cares? You know, what 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 could go wrong? Well, everything could go wrong, but um, why not? That I more the older I get, the answer I give myself more is like, well, why not? If I can do it, if I can do this, why not? If it's okay, if it starts becoming a problem, I can stop. Then it is what it is, right? So I just keep doing what I'm doing, I think. I think. I'm still doing this. I've been doing this not that long, so we'll see how long it lasts. I mean, a little bit longer, right? I'm not tired of it yet. I don't know. Thank you, Jason. That's very nice. Pascal, I adore Madame. Pascal, where are you from? What the heck? You've been kind of in here for a while, and I'm curious. Like, where are you from? Are you from South America or are you from the Middle East? I think South America. Oh, yes, madam. Where are you from, Pascal? Tell me what country. Thank you for being here with us when you could be out with good-looking men. I am happy just being at home. Honestly, I am happy being at home. I mean, if I wasn't doing this, I would probably be on my laptop watching a movie, you know? Maybe all wait, what are these? I see, I need to be writing down all these movies. The last one I wrote down was Sandlot, and that was from like, what, a week ago when we were talking. What were some of the movies we were? Oh, American Graffiti. I saw that one. I watched that probably either on Netflix or Prime within the last 6 months. And that was really fun. That was really, really fun. Jason, that's right. Oh, all right. A fan is blowing straight into my face. My eyeballs get a little dried out. That's why I don't mind getting old. There may be less I can do, but you just stop caring what other people think and you start telling them. I'm saying, Jason, I don't know how old you are, Jason, so well, you're a very cool person. Um, but yeah, there is this sort of like, people and it starts it for me anyways, I can speak for myself. It started in like my 50s when people started not seeing me anymore. I became kind of an irrelevant age where people stopped thinking I had any relevance to any conversation. I was just unimportant. And that was a period of number of years that was like, oh, shoot, nobody even gives a crap anymore. I mean, like, I'm like so not, I'm not a woman, I'm not a person, I'm not, they just stopped seeing you. It's like you're invisible. right? There's this point in time. I don't know if men go through it, but there's definitely a point in time that women go through where you stop being a young woman and you're no longer sort of a 40-year-old woman, but then you start becoming an older woman. And that's when people stop seeing you. And that was really weird and painful. And like, wow, I'm so irrelevant. I'm so irrelevant right now. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. And so that for me was in the late 2000 teens and the early 2000s, right? So, then you get used to sort of feeling like, well, I guess I just don't matter that much anymore. You just eventually I I can't speak for everyone. I myself, I sort of came to terms with it. I'm like, the hell, whatever what the FUK, what the fuck, what the fuck. And then when I hit 60, I was just like, yeah, baby, what the fuck. Honestly, it really is like it was like a switch flipped, and I was like, if nobody gives a crap anymore, then uh oh money, oh money. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Sorry, I was babbling and I Smoking the Bandit. Oh, I just watched that one about 2 years ago. And I watched it because one of my children watched it because it was on Netflix. And that child texted me and said, have you ever seen this thing? And I'm like, okay, yeah, on Netflix right now. And so I watched it. And then again to refresh because it had been 30 years, right? And then we talked about it and I was totally worth it. Anyways, I turned 48 in 2 weeks. And now that I'm in the doorstep of 50 and dating women 30 years older, I don't care what others think. You're dating a woman 30 years. You're dating someone who's 30 or 78. Wow. Well, good for you. Good for you. And it's good that you don't give a hoot what anyone else thinks. Well, and that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And I'm sure the woman that you're dating is showing you that it's like, oh hell no, I don't care when it because it really is. It's this like doorway I walked through all of a sudden where it was like, I don't care. I stopped. I have so few F's to give. And I'm gonna get off here and have an adult beverage. You behave yourself, pretty lady. I'll see you soon. Good night, Tomcat. Thank you for being here. Enjoy your adult beverage. It's that time of night, isn't it? Go do that. Go drink and smoke and enjoy it all. My dear Muhammad Abid Mangoes, throw it to Asamiya. Wow, Muhammad Abid, that's why when I see someone my age, I like to talk to them. That's right. That's called great man. Okay. She's beautiful and we have so much in common. No, I'm showing her it doesn't matter what people think. She is concerned about what people think, not you. Well, that's really cool of you, Jason, for sure. I mean, for me, it took me getting through my 50s, like getting to my 60s to, I mean, 50s, I was like learning how to be like, screw it, screw it, screw it, screw it, screw it. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to care about it. And I don't care because I also have watched too many people pass away, no longer be alive. And too young, too young. And it's like, shoot, I could be the next one. That's something that goes through a person's mind too as you get older. It's like the more people you see that uh, aren't alive anymore, and people you know, it's like, well, that person suddenly is not alive, and that person is not alive. And I don't know how to say this on YouTube without offending anyone or the algorithm or whatever the words are that I'm supposed to use, but people are dropping off here and there and here and there, and it's like, holy moly, all the different things that can take people out start doing that. And that's also a very, very, for me, that was a huge wake up call. It's like, holy cow, that could be me any day, because there were a number of people I knew who it was just like boop, boop, just one day all good, next day not. And it's like, shoot, that could be me. So that's when I really started thinking to myself, you know what? I I'm not caring anymore. I'm stopping to care because I'm gonna be dead, and you're all gonna be dead in 100 years, 100 years from today. I heard somebody say this, can't remember who it was. 100 years from today, everyone, think about this. This is really trippy. Everyone on the planet that is alive today will not be here in just 100 years. Even if a person was born today and had everything in their favor, most likely in 100 years, they will no longer be here. So if I offend an entire population of people, how many years do I have to be embarrassed or ashamed about it? I don't know, but we're all gonna be gone. So I guess I might as well embarrass myself right now. Might as well embarrass myself if I have to. When someone asks me, what did you do this weekend? I'll say, oh, I've been chatting with my girlfriend in San Diego. Oh, David, you're so sweet. You're so sweet. Brooks, yeah. So, yeah, it's kind of understandable, but it's terrible for their friends and loved ones who's been not just Brooks, not just Sua, but heart attacks out of nowhere, strokes out of nowhere, aneurysms. I've known people that have had all kinds of things happen, and it's like, hey, they're here today, tomorrow, nope, they're not. So, um, but the SUA is that's you know, I'm aware of that one too. There's all of them. There's the big C word, Cancer, right? Um, there's a lot that people don't survive from. Heart attack, I swear to God, heart attacks, diabetes. People just, the older you get, people just like, it's like, what? What just happened? What just happened? I know when I got old, young women started calling me sir, right? Right? And I get called madam, madam. Yes, I do. That's why I'm glad there is a hereafter. I mean, life on earth can't be it, can it? I have no idea, David. Honestly, my father. Okay, here we go with the story. You guys want a story? I can I can tell you a story. If you want. And it's sort of my father is no longer alive, and that's why what you're saying. and he was raised. Hold on one second. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go to the loo, okay? And then I'm gonna tell you the story. It's a good one though. My father was raised a Mennonite, which is kind of like Amish. They are like cousins to the Amish. So hold on. I will be back in like a minute. Okay, I'm back. Excuse me. Girls gotta go sometimes. Rather than stopping the chat and like trying to start it all back up again. Um, okay. Uncle Thu, hey, I'm not a big fan of Argonians. I don't know what that means. World is not made to last. I kind of agree with you on what it be. I don't really know. Sorry, I kind of straightened this out. It seems like it took a dive while I was gone. Did it? Somebody do something. I don't know. Okay, there we go. I don't know. Maybe that so normal. Normal. Okay. Um, yeah, the world is not made to last. I don't think so. I hope to meet you in heaven. Yes, in the afterlife, wherever it is. You know what? Hey, Brooks, if I told you what I think this life is about, you wouldn't believe me. You know what? I have a very open mind. So don't underestimate me, Brooks. Honestly, don't underestimate me because um I have no idea. I am not well, that would be us getting into politics or not politics, but religion. And that might not be good to like get into a religious conversation, right? Anyways, well, I was going to tell you a story about my father, but I don't think I'm going to do that now because I realize it in the end, at the end of the day, it's kind of, uh, well, he was raised Mennonite. My father that raised me, not my birth father, but the father that adopted me and raised me. He was raised Mennonite, and that's kind of like Amish. Yeah, they're sort of really similar to Amish. Um, but he left the religion and wound up going to college in Los Angeles. Um, and then going to graduate school, and then marrying my mother, who is a completely extroverted person. And Mennonites are notoriously introverted. Very, he was just a quiet, calm, gentle man. And it's a good thing he got out of that. It's kind of a cult. I don't know. It's kind of a cult. Um, anyways, but so he went through his whole life reading books. He was a book nerd, I guess you could say. He read the Bible probably 20 times through and through. Knew it left and right, up, down, and sideways. He knew that book because he was raised on it. And he also read a lot when he was in college. He was a philosophy major, which is studying all of the religions and all of the thought processes, like why are we here? What is this life about? All of that stuff, thinking about all of that, all of the religions, all of the stuff. That was his major in college. And he lived to be 88 years old, and he died about 7 years ago. And my mother, I remember she has told me more than once, um, because they were married for 60 years uh, when he died. And in the last year of his life, he was we could all see him going downhill, you know. And as my mother said, he was like a clock that was sort of winding down, you know, that last year. And she said that she went out and sat with him. He would sit out in the back on the porch, and he would smoke a cigar and drink a little scotch, and he would do his crossword puzzles or his Sudoku puzzles. And she went out one day and sat with him, and when she knew, because he would start putting down his puzzles and putting down all this stuff, and he would just sit there and look out and watch the birds and kind of watch the sky and stuff. She went out and asked him, you know, a few months before he passed away, she said, "What do you think happens?" Because they had always gone to church, they had always done all the things, right? And he was raised in this very, very strict church upbringing and Bible upbringing. And she went out and asked him, serious. She went out and asked him, "What do you think happens when you die?" She said that. She asked him, you know, like a real husband and wife private little conversation. And she said, what do you really think happens when you die?" And you know what he said? He said, "I don't know, but I'm gonna have to put up with it," which is funny. I think that's a little funny thing. That's my dad's personality. But he said, after being raised Amish and being gone to church his whole life, read the Bible over and over again, all the things, his answer was, "I don't know what's going to happen." So I don't think anyone really, really knows. So there we go. Smartest person on earth. Anagram for heart has something. Anagram. I thought anagrams were like ENTJ. I'm an ENTJ. No matter what religion, any religion, we're all going to hit the bucket one day. Correct. Correct. And nobody, I mean, people are convinced that what's going to happen, you know, when you die, you're going to go to heaven or you're going to go to hell or whatever's going to happen, right? But there's no proof. There's no proof of anything. There's no proof. And my father had studied it and studied it and studied it, and he still, at the end of his life, he said, "I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. Not all the stories I've seen a light." Yeah, there's a lot of people that say they see a light, That's as they're getting close to passing away, right? I think it's an individual's experience. Yeah, like when they're getting close to passing away. Yeah. I remember when uh my right before my father passed away, I had gone out. They live about 3 hours away, and I had gone out there with my son. And when we got out there, we realized my dad was doing very, very poorly. And I needed to bring my son back home because he had, I don't know, for some reason. Um, and and I went out there, we were out there for 2 days, and then I had to bring my son back. And my father said to me, he looked me straight in the face. He said, "You make sure you come right back." And I was like, "Okay, I got you." I took my son back home to do whatever he had to do, school, or I don't remember what it was. Um, and I went right back, and he passed away like 7 hours later. But he knew he was close. That's what I think is interesting about um I don't know, we're going down a weird path, you guys. We're going down a weird path. We're only here enjoying the beautiful earth some number of years, then yeah, there's nothing. What's the point of being born? I was just wondering your thoughts about that. Um, I think we're here to have the human experience. I mean, we are meant to be here to have a human experience. I don't really know. Chacha, your crush Joe is here. Hi, Joe Carlson. How are you? Good to see you. Nicely said, David. Um, I think there is a point to us being here. We're supposed to learn something. You're sorry about what? What? De Silva. Hey. Jason, let's get real weird and talk about the street three stooges. I know we should probably change the subject, right? We're going down a kind of a dark path, right? Just because our pets don't speak doesn't mean they don't communicate. Oh, yes, they do. For sure they do. Comedy, yes. Okay, changing the subject. We're not going down the path anymore. We're going to change the subject, okay? Let's talk about, okay, let's think. Three Stooges or like the funniest movie, your favorite comedy, right? So we were talking about Bill Murray earlier. What about Chevy Chase? Love Chevy Chase. Remember all the vacation movies? Bill Murray was a hoot. Chevy Chase was a hoot. Those people are some funny people. Some really good. Oh, and um, oh, good grief. It'll come to me. A lot of the people that come out of SNL, Saturday Night Live, were are were and are some of the funniest comedians. And I'm blanking on the guy who sings the songs. Oh, I'm blanking. I feel weird inside. Life is like a computer program. Very well could be, Joe. Very well could be. I'm sorry, my bad. But no, David, no bad vibes. Oh, stop it. We were all kind of going down that tunnel. And so we're pulling we collectively are pulling ourselves back out of the tunnel of, we all started thinking about that stuff at some point, right? So, but I think it's funny. I think it's fun. We should talk about comedy movies and that sort of thing. And comedians. Have you ever heard of a comedian named Josh Johnson? I've seen him all over YouTube. He's pretty funny. Pretty funny young guy. The younger people the younger people who are funny. Kevin Hart is very funny. Karma is like a credit score of life. Ho ho ho! I've never heard it put like that, but you're right. I think you're right. Christmas Vacation. Yes, yes. Chevy Chase, right? And they would always have the big old station wagon and they'd be driving across country and all kind of crazy nonsense would go on. Oh my goodness. What happened to Jeff Foxworthy? Yes, that was a terrible comedy. I remember who you're talking about, but I don't remember the movie. Speaking of Bill Murray, what about Bob? What about Bob? What about see, I am terrible at remembering the names of the movies. The movie where he played golf, right? And he worked on the golf course. I can't remember the name of the movie. It was a classic. It was a classic. Bill Murray. Bill Murray. And he worked at the golf, right? Right, right. What about Bob? Anything movie with Richard Pryor or Gene Wilder together. Oh, yes, Jason. Straight up. Absolutely. Those are some classical names. Richard Pryor, Gene Wilder. Oh my gosh, they were so funny. Those guys were very funny. Caddyshack. Yes, yes, thank you. See, I know the name of the movie, but when I start thinking about it, I think about the pieces of the movie and I can't think of the name. I'm sailing. You're sailing. Are you sailing today? Are you actually on a boat? Are you on a boat sailing somewhere, Brooks? What about Bob? What about Bob? Is that a movie? David, is that a movie? Adlin, Italy, fugitive. No one is funny like them anymore. Mm, there are some. There are some. Like I just mentioned, uh, not in movies, but there is a young comedian named Josh Johnson. He's really funny. I think Kevin Hart is funny. Um, but yeah, it was a different day. It was a different day and time. So there was a different type of humor but there's still some good comedians out there. If you go on YouTube and like look for comedians, there are some really pretty funny. Gaffigan. Gaffigan is funny and he's clean humor. If you're interested in like clean humor, um, there's some fun ones for sure. Oh my gosh, she doesn't know what about. I do know what is about Bob. Darn it, it sounds familiar. I love Conan. Conan O'Brien? Conan? Jeez, and what about Bob with Bill Murray and Richard Dreyfuss? Damn it. Okay, I'm gonna write it down. Darn you guys. Okay, it's on my list of like movies to watch. Because I every time I get on here with you guys, you guys tell me, you remind me of a movie. It's like, have I seen it? Have I seen? I might have seen it, and I won't know until I watch like the first few minutes of it, and I'll be like, oh yes, now I remember that. Darn it, because I'm terrible about remember the names. What about Bob with Bill Murray? And yeah. Stick with 70s and 70s to 90s comedians. Some of the new comedians coming up are are funny. But here's the thing is that um since the internet there are there are so many more comedians that are out there that put their own work out on like YouTube and stuff like that because it's free. They can just record their set on whatever. And so there are young people who are good. It's just different humor. She's still growing. At Christmas, I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm getting old. Uh, Amir, I don't know what that means. Abbott and Costello. Oh, the old, oh. Yes, who's on first? Right? Algeria social media killed modern comedy, the best are banned. Oh, really? But if they tell clean jokes, they're not really banned, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, Adlin, who that is. I think human beings, they like to act on each other. Think when, wait, just think you when meet someone you never seen before, what kind of act to put on when they talk to them. You think? Do you really think so? Is that, that makes me really sad, Muhammad. It makes me really sad to think that people are always putting on an act, you know? I think that's probably why I like doing this because um, I try to be genuine and like authentic and down to earth. Even if I'm wearing a dress where my cleavage shows, it just shows you that you can take a person and not judge a book by its cover and go, ooh, if I just scroll by, ooh. It's like, wait, if you stop and you listen to me and we talk and we have these conversations, you realize, okay, maybe I'm not what you thought I was. And I really am I'm a really sincere person. And on top of all of that, in person, I find it really important for me, anyways, and maybe it's because of my age, to be very sincere with people when I'm talking with them in person, just as sincere as I try to be here. And, I guess people can believe it or not believe it, or they can like it or not like it. They can just go, I don't want to deal with that because it's too real. That's probably what more people would be like clicking off for. They're like, no, it's a little too much reality. I don't want to deal with that. So, but anyways, excuse me. Meet Frankenstein is one of the funniest movies ever. Oh, wait, that was from like the 80s, wasn't it? No, no. Meet Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. I don't think I remember that one. I might have seen it and I just don't remember. But when it comes to comedians, Bob Newhart, one of the good. Oh, Bob Newhart, his timing wasn't he? He would just sit there and he would sort of stutter, and yeah, he was brilliant. He really was, and all of the cast of the Carol Burnett show. Remember the cast of the Carol Burnett show? Which Tim Conway, I don't know those guys. They were very funny. That's about 8 inches of cleavage now. Good grief. I know, probably. Probably, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It hasn't gotten any bigger than it was earlier. Maybe when I lean down, it seems like that because I'm only leaning forward to try to look at my phone. I don't have to read the comments, but I kind of like connecting with you guys. So the Sharon Tate house was torn down in the mid-90s. Sharon Tate, like Helter Skelter, and a massive mansion was built on the site. Only the floor remains. You mean Helter Skelter? Do you mean, I mean, if it was that whole thing, then good. I mean, probably better that it was torn down. I mean, in the mid 90s. I'm surprised they didn't tear it down sooner. Ugh. Ooh. You can't sell. I mean, how do you sell? I know people will go and drive by just because they were like, ooh, that's the house. But it's like, do you want to live there? No, probably not. Are you able to sell it? Ooh, probably not. Because people don't want to live in a house like the Helter Skelter house. So, um, I mean, I'm surprised they didn't, well, they probably didn't know at the time that it wasn't gonna have a good long-term, I mean, the story was gonna be as big as it was and all of that. And, yeah, it probably took them 20 years to figure out, okay, this story is not going away. We have to absolutely just level the house and start from scratch. But still, you feel like all that bad juju is still. We're going down another path, dudes. We're going down another path. We gotta not. We gotta not. Wow, gosh. Yeah, I know. Going down another path. Like nobody's here. Everyone is left. Everyone is left. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. So maybe what I should do, can we get back to cleavage, please? Maybe what I will do is take another like 20 to like 30-minute break and then I'll come back. What do you think? Because like there's no one left in the room. Everyone left. Okay. So, David, um, I'll be back. Please, Academy. Yes, 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 yes. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna end the stream, and it's 8 o'clock here. I'll come back in 30 to 40 minutes. Okay, I'll be back soon. Come back.